What's up guys, Nintenjoel here once again, and it is time for another Pickups episode. I know it's been quite a while, almost a month actually, but I've got some really cool stuff. I've got a table full of ants. I'm at Waterloo. There's a river behind me. I'm not sure if you can really see that or not, but if anything, you guys get something different, a little bit of Oregon scenery, and this place is like 10 minutes from my house. It's so awesome to have nature so close, so figured it'd be nice for you guys to see a little bit of what it looks like on my end of the States, because I know a lot of viewers aren't from around here. So anyways, sitting here in Waterloo, ants everywhere on the table, trying to flick them away. I got some pickups for you, all kinds of stuff, mostly from two trades. One trade from my buddy Richard, another trade from my buddy Mike, and they threw in a bunch of stuff, so that was really cool. But yeah, first of all, let's get some stuff done that I got in Newport, Oregon. Me and my girlfriend and some of her family, her brother and his wife, and the kiddo went to Newport, Oregon, and we went to like the little aquarium museum and stuff, and then we ate food at Moe's. If you guys have never heard of Moe's, it's like a really famous place. Awesome clam chowder, really good seafood, super cool. But anyways, I went to a couple shops there, one of which was Recycle Games, and I hate to say it, but Recycle Games is kind of a hit or miss place depending on which location you go to. Some locations are better than others. The one in Newport kind of sucks, I'm not gonna lie. But I'm not sure if I got this one there or the next store, but it's Lucky Luke on Game Boy Color. And yeah, it seems like a pretty cool game, and it was really cheap, so that's first pickup. Sorry about the pause, there's kids running around everywhere. Alright, so the second pickup came from Recycle Games in Newport, and this is the Humans on Sega Genesis. Actually, I already had this, but my label is totally trashed, and believe it or not, for the price, this is kind of an uncommon game, so this is just one of those things that you kind of want to keep an eye out for. Sometimes there's a lot less copies online than there are now. Right now there's quite a few, but I've seen it to where there's only like 6 or 7 copies available online. So definitely get a copy of that if you can find it. It's a really cool like puzzle platformer, kind of like Lost Vikings a little bit, but you're guiding these cavemen dudes and you use spears and fire, and it's a lot of fun. It's a really good game. It's actually one that I plan on reviewing in the future, so let me know if you want me to. Alright guys, sorry about the brief intermission there. So yeah, there was another game store in Newport, can't remember the name. Really cool game store, but the name was like really hard to read on the side of the building, and I even asked what his name was, and it was something like not really memorable, but I did pick up a few games there, and the owner was really nice. Oh, and there was an incident with the tweaker there that was really funny. Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. But anyways, while we were in there was this tweaker in there, and she was just like really on a bender, like all over the place. We actually saw her coming from down the street, and man, I might even include some footage if I could find it, but she was just like totally gacked out of her mind, and she decided to come into the game store for whatever reason and started browsing through games, like ended up throwing a disc copy of something on the ground for no reason. My girlfriend actually confronted her. The owner laughed and threatened to kick her out. Not my girlfriend, but the tweaker, and yeah, it was really funny. I'll see if I have footage of that. I'm not really sure if I do or not, but anyways, let's get on to the pickups. I have limited time on this camera. Okay, so the next thing I did get there was a game I've been after for a while, cheapo, but one I never see, Burai Fighter, and it seems like when I do find this, it's like overpriced or the label's messed up, so really nice to get that. Really kind of a cool game. It's a side-scrolling shoot-'em-up, if I remember correctly. It kind of reminds me of Forgotten Worlds just a little bit, but anyways, so that was it from Newport. Nothing like huge, hit up 2 game stores, only got 4 games, but still, it was really nice to go there and eat some good food, hang out with Jessica and her family and stuff, and the kiddos, so always awesome. And then there was a Eugene swap meet that I went to, but we mostly went for toys. There's a toy store in town there, and I ended up getting a Transformer there, so I'm going to do a toy pickup later on, but I did get one game at the flea market, and that was Pokemon Platinum. It does not have a manual, but cart's in fine shape, saves everything, so that's cool to get after Pokemon games right now. So, alright. Now we get into the 2 big trades. Like the rest of this episode is just 2 big trades that they ended up like throwing a bunch of stuff in, so really cool. First of all, Richard, known in Sorg as our swoop savior, our swoop messiah, because he's always swooping up stuff for people, and like he'll literally get a hold of somebody and just say, I think I have something you need, and you're like, oh, thank you. In fact, he just kicked me down something not too horribly long ago. It's not going to be in this episode just because there's like too much. I got to get these fired off kind of quickly, don't have much time on the camera, and I've been slacking. But for those of you wondering that have done trades, there is another trade video, or another pickup video coming soon, and I'll explain all that stuff later on. But from Richard, he threw in Missile Command on the Atari 5200, which is badass. I do not have a 5200, but the carts are so damn cool, and I eventually want one. It's even got the little back thing for the controller, and yeah, Missile Command, great game, no matter what system you play it on, which is cool. A game I've always been curious about, never played, Venture. Just like the cover, looks cool. I like the gray cart, reminds me of Nintendo, but I've never played this, always been curious. And that was Kickdown, and definitely one of the better Kickdowns. The label's messed up, you can see the screws, somebody opened it up, but Spider Fighter, I've been after this one for a while. It looks like a Demon Attack or Space Invaders clone, so that is awesome. And then, so awesome, I was actually after this one for a while. This is a movie license game that I heard is pretty good on the 2600, and that is Kroll. Never played it before, but I've been after this one for a little while because I have heard it's pretty good, and he ended up with an extra copy. In fact, he got a manual for his, which is badass. So thank you for that, Richard. That's pretty awesome. And then one last Kickdown, Final Fantasy 13 Lightning Returns. Is this a sequel, or is that the name of Final Fantasy 13? Not really sure. I don't know anything about the newer Final Fantasies, but it's really cool of him to throw it in there, and it looks badass as shit from the back. To complete and like pretty much almost brand new, so badass. Thanks, dude. Thanks for the Kickdown. And then the main thing I was after, what I really traded for, that stuff was all like extra, like thanks a lot, man. And funny, even the cover and everything for this he kicked down, but he had made this when he got this game for himself, and he decided he was going to trade it to me. But it's got the cover on it and what you think is like an Xbox case, but it's not an Xbox or a 360 case. It's like solid and it's neon. It's weird, never seen it before. Maybe a special edition game. But anyways, here you go. Bomberman on TurboGrafx 16. I almost said Nintendo 64. I'm getting my numbers confused here. But yeah, Bomberman on TurboGrafx 16. Hella badass. I'm going to take a pause because of this motorcycle. Alright, motorcycle's gone. Hell yeah, you kick ass. Richard, you are so badass with a swoop savior. Yes, the pickups messiah. You rule, dude. I look forward to doing more trades with you in the future. I know we will. It just seems to be a tradition now. And then, honestly, I can't believe this box blew away Richard's box. Not by much, because this is something I was after by quite a bit, and that too. So, hell yeah, Richard. But these were actually purchases. I actually sold games to get these because I've been broke lately. So I sold a couple games because I saw him advertising a couple Sega Master System games that I really needed. Actually, two of them I really, really needed, so I'm very stoked for these. But same thing as Richard, he threw in a bunch of stuff too, so thank you, Richard, and thank you very much, Mike. You kick ass. Mike's got an awesome channel too. If you like automotive stuff, I'll leave a link down in the description below. But what he sent me extra is really cool. First of all, Super Mario World on Super Famicom, and he had told me that this has the perfect frame rate. Apparently the US version has a slightly slower frame rate or something like that. So when people like speed run this game or try to execute perfect moves and try to execute long ass chains of, you know, one-ups and stuff, this is the cart they use. So excited for that. My girlfriend's actually going to try to beat this because she's beaten Mario World many times. So just to do something different, she said she wanted to beat the Super Famicom version. So that's pretty awesome. So thank you for that, Mike. And then, man, I want to say this is a Bomberman game, but I don't remember which one. He gave me two Bomberman games, so I'm just going to show them at the same time. One is Bomberman B. Daman, and then one is Super something. I don't remember. I looked it up at the time, and I played both of them. One's a bowling game and is very fun, really fun. The other one, I can't quite remember. I'll have to pop it in and check. Can't remember, but one's a bowling game that's really fun. He just kicked these down. Always awesome to get Super Famicom games, so I'm really stoked about this. Thank you so much. And I love Bomberman, and I have the hiccups, so what else is new? Alright, so then we get into a, well, all kinds of stuff. Mostly Sega, but I did get one more import, and he just kicked this down to me, which is badass. And I actually have a couple Famicom games for him too, but I've been after this for a little while. Devil World. Badass, like not one screen arcade game, because it actually does scroll right and left, but it's not very much bigger than one screen, and it's kind of a Pac-Man clone, but it's like you have to collect these crosses first, and it's really weird and like kind of satanic in a great way. It's so badass. So this is really cool. Thank you so much for that, Mike. Really looking forward to playing that one more. From what I did play, it was fun, but it was hard as hell. Kind of reminded me of like Bubble Bobble meets Pac-Man, but weird. Anyways, a cheap repro. It's an obvious repro, and usually I don't get repros of games that, you know, came out here, but this one's so expensive, and he had it for super cheap. I think he sold this to me for 10 bucks. The label's not the greatest. It's one that he made, but it's Musha. And what's crazy is this works on the Retron 5. So yes, vertical shoot 'em up action. That is just amazing. Hell yeah, Musha rules. So yes, there's people coming, so we're gonna take a break. Alright, so for the last 3 games that I have to show you guys, all Sega Master System games, ones that he sold me from his personal collection. He was ditching pretty much all of his Sega stuff. But he did have one loose game that I need. I don't generally go for loose games of this, but I've only got a few. It's not that big of a deal. And it was like $5, I think. So Lord of the Sword on Master System, fucking hard game. Really hard game. Holy crap. Platformer kind of, and just hard. Super hard game. That is not why I purchased from him, though. These last 2 games I am like so stoked about. First of all, we got Fantasy Zone for Sega Master System. Badass side-scrolling shoot 'em up, but you can go right and left between screens. There's a shop available. You can get upgrades to your weapons when you get coins and stuff, and super colorful, just crazy action. Very hard, but very fun. It is complete in box, and it's in great condition. Oh no, this one's not complete in box. No manual on this one, but it does have the 1986 game catalog, which is pretty darn cool. But it doesn't even matter. This game is awesome. It is so good. And besides no manual, it's like mint. So very, very happy about this. I've actually had more fun with this game than any other game on the table, except for maybe Bomberman on 64. Both of those games are the most addictive so far. But last but not least, for sure, definitely, we've got Sega Master System Ys The Vanishing Omens. Oh yes, I've been after this for a long time. RPG goodness. If you don't know the Ys series, very awesome. This one's got the weird bump mechanic where you don't actually swing your weapon or anything like that, but it's still fun as hell. It is complete in box. Manual's a little crispy, but that's okay, no big deal. The cart's in perfect condition. Shouldn't even say crispy, it's just like wrinkled a little bit, but very awesome game. I just got this on Famicom not that long ago, and so I kind of got to play them side by side. This version's way better, definitely way better, and I'm just super stoked about that. So thank you very much, Mike, for the kickdowns. Thank you for the awesome prices on the Ys and the Fantasy Zone and Lord of the Sword and the Musha Repro, which is cool because the Musha Repro works on my Retron, which is just insane. That's so badass. So very happy with this pickup. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys had fun. I'll try to do more of these out here. If you liked it, let me know in the comments below if that's something you dig. Kind of thought I'd mix things up between like this channel and my metal channel, where I used to do CD reviews next to the river and stuff like that. So yeah, let me know what you think. If you liked it, give a thumbs up. And if you want to see more, go ahead and subscribe and leave a comment. That's it. That's all I can think about. Check out Brutal Bit Brothers. Check out our podcast. It's so awesome. That one goes intermittently between my channel and Tim Mega Retro Brothers Shogun Death channel. So yes, check that out. And that's all I have for you guys. I think yeah, blah 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 blah. I think that's it. I'm just stuttering over my words now, so I think we can end this pretty safely. So thank you very much for watching. Keep rocking the retro games.
And also have to avoid you wearing on the store and not actually one. Also, I don't know if you have permission to be taking pictures of the merchandise and shit, but that's also another issue. Just so verbally state that stuff out loud, I mean, and don't even use no sort of shit, because clearly. No, I'm just making sure that people aren't trying to. No, I would buy this entire store if I could get paid from there.
If you didn't spend all your money on rocks.
Hey, it's funny because.
I know. I really am.
I was